everyone, and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About It. This is Susan Johnson, and my co-host Dennis O'Brien is out there doing great things, but we have a fabulous show for you tonight, filled with all kinds of information and wonderful people, and I have to say I am absolutely thrilled to have our Lieutenant Governor here, Susan Bysiewicz. Thank you so much for joining us.
What a pleasure to be in beautiful Wyndham Willimantic. We have just gone on a Christmas and holiday shopping expedition in this beautiful city. And what interesting things we saw. Great store, Bliss. Well, Bliss Marketplace. Let's call it a marketplace because there are multiple vendors of beautiful jewelry, vintage clothing, art, records. Remember those?
Yes, the records, and they're very thrilled. We have all those things there, so it's really a great place to go and buy some great items, or bring your clothes in that are beautifully worn but not using anymore, and you can also make a deal there. And they have wonderful clothes, so if you're looking for something for the fall and the winter, you can buy it there, or if you want to trade some things in and get something else, you can bring your things in there that you love but aren't using anymore, and also doing great things. So that was a great tour. But I also want to introduce our mayor, who needs no introduction. Tom DeVivo was here with us on the tour. And thank you so much, Tom, for joining us on the tour for Downtown Small Shop. Tom.
All right. Well, thank you, Susan. And Susan, it has been a great morning out there traveling around Wyndham, Willimantic, Main Street, and seeing all the great things. But thank you for having me, and as usual, it's always a pleasure to be here on WILI with. Now, I have two Susans in the room. It's like
you can't get luckier than that.
There's probably a song like that. Two Susan, two Sus, but.
Well, let's not forget that today's a special day that we also celebrated in downtown Willimantic, and that is that it's National Cupcake Day. And I got a salted chocolate caramel cupcake that I cannot wait to have after dinner.
All right. Well, National Cupcake Day, and how appropriate for us to be here on that day with a cupcake for later place. The best cupcakes in the whole world, really.
Oh, my goodness. There were so many great. There was a Boston cream pie cupcake. There was a peanut butter pie cupcake, peppermint, white chocolate cupcakes. It all looked so fantastic.
Lieutenant Governor, you're making me hungry. I'm going to have to go back now and get one. They will be open on Saturday. They're open, through the holidays.
Just one, and they were having a special. If you buy a certain number, because it's National Cupcake Day, you get one free. So I would hurry and go in there and check it out.
Right. I've got to go there, but I always go there because they do gluten-free cupcakes,
vegan,
they do sugar-free cupcakes, vegan cupcakes. I mean, you've got the variety there for everybody's needs in terms of what they're going to have, and they are all delicious.
Yes, and Cheryl and Jim Prescott, the owners of that, they've run that. They opened it up a few years ago, and they're really a treasure on Main Street now. I'm so happy to see what they've been doing in there. Their giant frog. Did you see the big frog? They have like a 6-foot frog.
They have a Christmas tree with cupcakes on it.
They do.
So there's a lot to see and do. And also we should mention the two art shops that we visited.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes.
Yes, because we went to Spiral Arts. The owner of that is Daniela. She's a great young lady. She used to be my sister's neighbor, from what I understand. I didn't know that. I'd never met my sister Gina's neighbor, but she's really got a great ceramic shop working with QVC and Wyndham High School. And you can go there and take lessons, or you can just stop in for the holidays and buy
beautiful
a
ceramics and art, because she also has a gallery space for local artists that have made either ceramics or beautiful paintings and sculpture.
That's right. And there's a lot of everyone there is a local artist that does things with ceramics and clay, and they make a lot of great things. You're looking for a birdhouse to a pitcher, to even picture frames. They have all kinds of ceramic items in there that for sale, or you can just buy someone a gift certificate for a class, because you take classes there and learn, and it's a great hobby, and I think it's. But she's done great things in there. I was very excited to see her move in, and then she opened this summer. Yes.
We came just about, I think it was about a year ago, when she was just doing an opening, and she's been thriving, both teaching ceramics and making beautiful art.
It just goes to show what a sense of community can do. Because of her connection with QVCC, our local community college, her connection with Wyndham High, and she was talking about the transition of the students going to Wyndham High and then getting that connection going to Quinebaug Valley Community College, which is now the community college downtown. And so having that connection, she's right across the street from the community college. And it helps the students go from transition from high school to community college and on through Eastern Connecticut State University to be able to have those class credits, to be able to have that recognition and to be connected with people all throughout the area. So she is doing great work here, and it's a wonderful place to have downtown. And I run into people even in the airport on the way to different places that know about this wonderful place that she's created.
Well, we want to encourage people in Willimantic and across Connecticut to shop small for the holidays, because for every dollar that you spend in this community, 67 cents will stay right here. So it's a wonderful way to support the community. And also business owners will tell you, and I'm sure many on this main street will say, that 70% of them depend on holiday sales to ensure their financial success. So holiday shopping is really important to small businesses. So please discover this wonderful resource that we have in our 360,000 small businesses.
Yes, absolutely. This is the best. Our downtown is really making a great comeback. We have wonderful shops here. We have things here in downtown Willimantic you can't find anywhere else, and some things are handmade, right to your taste. Whether it's Jules Verne or you taking a look at the pottery shop.
So
here.
Last year I bought a beautiful necklace at Jules Verne, a great jewelry store, and the piece that I bought was made by a woman who used old watch parts to create this stunning necklace. And every time I wear it, people ask me where I got it. Of course, there's not going to be another one just like it, but there will be other beautiful things that fantastic jewelry maker made at Jules Verne.
And it really fits in with the idea that you have people who are artists and creative creating jewelry here. You have the pottery. We're meeting what we had a vision for back in the 90s, creating an arts and entertainment district. And it's really coming to fruition as we speak.
Have you received that designation? Because I know New London, Ridgefield are examples of towns that have received the arts and culture designation from the state of Connecticut.
Well, that is a great point, and we will have to check in
Mayor,
with our mayor.
we'll have to work on that, Mayor.
And that would come out of sustainability?
No, so it comes through the Department of Economic and Community Development. And so some of the towns that have received these designations include New London and Ridgefield, and it's because of, and I think you have all the elements right here, combination of playhouses or theaters and gallery and arts activity. And based on what I've seen this morning, and I know I didn't take a comprehensive tour with you all, but I think you have the makings of making this a destination for the arts, because you have a theater, you have beautiful galleries, artists here.
And we actually have through our economic development department and the commissions, we help with arts and entertainment. We have an arts and entertainment district that's outlined in our zoning regulations, so we might be primed just to apply for it.
Liz Shapiro
I did
runs
actually hear about
this
it, but
program.
I really wasn't sure because.
And not to be competitive or anything, but New London is the place in the 2nd Congressional District that has received the designation. So, Mayor, I think Liz Shapiro, who is our Arts and Culture and Tourism Director,
Yes.
might be the person to talk to about it.
Well, thank you so much for that information, because that was
Yeah.
something back in the day when I started out in the council, back in '89 to '92 is when
We were talking about that then.
We were, and that was the idea. And then because we had the Burton Levitt Theater, we had a lot of things to go through to make sure we had a permanent place for the Burton Levitt Theater, and
of course, Shabu Theater. Let's not forget
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Let's not
yes.
forget
Don't
that.
forget that.
So thrilled to have Shabu Theater.
We
We have
do.
the Shabu stage.
The
And
governor has played the piano and sung on it. Yes.
and we just finished
And
with
people
a concert.
stayed. No one even was playing. Because it was like, wow, I would
Yeah,
never do that.
you
That
know,
took
the-
such courage.
The governor just will, when he sees a piano that is idle, he'll just walk right up to it. He's not a shy guy, and he actually
Well-
has a very good voice, and he's a pretty good
You
piano
know,
player.
he did a great job. Actually, it was
What did he sing?
shocked. A Beatles song.
Of course he
I
did.
can't think
Of
it
course
was
he
a
did.
Beatles
He also
song.
likes Bob Marley a lot, so I
that's
was,
good to know
Grateful
that.
Dead, you know.
I know,
Yeah,
you know.
well, we were at the Christmas celebration that he had at his house this last week, and he has an area in one of the sitting rooms with all the 70s and 80s, stars, Bob Dylan, the Beatles, on the wall.
I know, isn't that incredible?
That is,
And
yeah.
it's across from the Norman Rockwell engraving that he has as well.
Yes.
And he and his wife have quite an art collection.
They do, and
That's part of their personal collection.
it's beautiful there, and it was such a great treat and honor to be able to go and celebrate with the governor and other colleagues from the House and the Senate this last week.
Yes, but going back to our tour today, it was one of the things I was able to grasp right away, and we were able to stop at Cary Gallery, and after the show tonight, there is a sip and shop event
Yes,
having
Sip and
it
Shop,
from
yes.
4 to 8 at Cary Gallery. so
Oh,
you can
what
go
is
there.
that?
Well, they'll have some wine there and just a few sips, and then
Yeah.
and shop while you're in there. But what I picked up is how many of the businesses are actually now collaborating with each other.
Yes.
I mean, we stopped in at Spiral Arts, and Danielle was talking about how they have like a pizza night with Trigo.
Pottery and pizza.
Pottery and pizza.
Can't
and then,
go wrong.
Right, and then we get up to Cary Gallery, and they're collaborating with Stone Row, and down at Bliss, there's all those little businesses. They all collaborate with each other, and they try and sell each other's goods. It was, I think Jules Verne had a little corner. I think even the bench shop had some stuff inside the Bliss because it was an area with a whole bunch of Halloween costumes, and they when they went out of that business, I think they had an inventory, so that's a good place to sell it.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. They have had a number of different great things all throughout this area, and I'm just always surprised at the lovely things. I've got to buy this and I've got to buy that, and take
Senator
care of my.
Flexer
Yes,
did some Christmas
yes, she
shopping
did.
too.
She
So
did.
perfect.
We shouldn't talk what she bought because maybe her
Yeah, no, we
her
can't
family might
because
be
her
listening.
family may be listening, and we want it to be a surprise.
Yes, yes. But she did some nice shopping today, and she did the tour as well. And I found some things up at the Cary Gallery that I'm going back to purchase as well when we do sip and shop later.
Yeah, they had some very beautiful prints, and of course, Carrie's art is absolutely stunning. There were
It is
pieces that
amazing.
people had bought, and they're awaiting pickup for the holidays. Very lovely.
She does amazing work, and she's actually a lot of her artwork is sold in New York City. So she's got quite a market that she's developed for her artwork. So the Cary Gallery is truly amazing, and she's busy all the time. I mean, the
It's
amazing
remarkable
work that she does, and the amount of art that she generates, and just beautiful work. And what a great thing to have that right downtown Willimantic.
Well, here's a reminder to during the holidays, don't let your guard down because there are always opportunities for those unscrupulous scammers. And shopping local is one great way to avoid scams. because it's very unusual to be scammed by a business that you visit yourself. Whereas you got to be careful of those online ads through Facebook or Instagram where they look like they're a reputable company, but they're really a scam job. So, for instance, if you see an ad for a product at Target on Instagram or Facebook, just close out of that, go to the Target website, and then you know that you're actually making the purchase where your financial information will not be stolen.
You know, that's a good comment because I've had several people ask me this, is a good public knowledge thing. There's a lot of scams. People are getting emails from what is perceived to be the United States Postal Service saying that you didn't have enough postage on your gift that might be coming that you ordered from over some other facility. Come in, you think, oh, yeah, so I have to pay the postage. I didn't pay enough to get it here. I need that gift. And to do that, you have to give me your credit card number, all your information, and then boom, they have it. So that's a scam. So you should be really careful. The United States Postal Service will not send you an email about. They will drop a card but they'll deliver you a mail if you owe them something or there's a challenge. They want you to come to the post office. That's been a big one actually. A lot of, because once they get to your credit card, they're going to keep it. So we should beware, but you're right. Shopping locally, you won't have that problem.
Right. And the other thing is, I know it's a busy time, right? It's the 15th, so 10 more days for Santa Claus to do all that work. And I know when people are busy, they let their guard down a little bit. So please be careful about what financial information and personal information you give online or over the phone.
That's so exactly right. I mean, one of the things that we really have to be careful about is the fact that you're getting hit on your phone, you're getting hit on your email, you're getting hit everywhere you turn. There are people out there to grab your money. So if you come downtown Willimantic and shop, you'll get some very innovative, creative types of items here.
Unique gifts, absolutely.
Sense of community. They're not scam artists. You can see them face to face, who they are. And, it's just a great place to be. But we all have to be, every single day we get those calls. Every day we get that spam. Every single day there's people trying to pick your pocket. And it's not like it used to be where they, would pick your pocket in the crowd. They're picking your pocket in your home now.
Here's another thing that I wanted to bring up since we're getting close to all of those Christmas and holiday gatherings and New Year's Eve parties and the like. If you haven't gotten your COVID-19 booster, your flu shot, your RSV shot, now is the time to do that so you'll be ready because, everyone goes to holiday parties that are packed with people, and this is a way to keep your family and your friends safe. The Rep. Johnson and I were talking. I have gotten my COVID-19 shot and my flu shot. I still have the RSV on the list. How about you, Mayor? Have you?
Well, I've done the same as you. I've gotten the COVID, and actually my daughter-in-law's remind me of our RSV because we have small children, and the RSV can be dangerous for around small children. But there's a shingle shot also, but there's no charge for the COVID shot or the flu shot.
Yep.
I don't think is there one for the RSV?
I am not sure. That's a question. And those RSV shots are available, I believe,
everywhere.
at CVS,
Walgreens, Stop and Shop.
Your doctors.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Medicare will pay for them. And I was just on a call with Joe Courtney, Congressman Courtney, and talking about how Medicare will pay for those. Those shots so
excellent.
If you're Medicare, you certainly can get those shots, no problem. The other programs I can't speak to, but I've had RSV. I got that first. I got that in September. Then I went for the COVID 2 weeks later. And it's a good idea to separate them out if you can. So you go RSV, 2 weeks later COVID, and then I got the flu shot as well a couple of weeks after that. So separating them out is a good idea, although some people say you can do both. So yeah, take a look at the data, take a look at your conditions medically. If you have some medical conditions, it might be a good idea to separate them every 2 weeks. And it gives them a chance to really build that immunity to that particular item that you're getting the shot for. So that's something that's really a good idea to get that done.
It is so important because I was just doing a press conference with our public health commissioner, Manisha Jutani, and we've been losing several hundred people a month to COVID. People have, I know we all want to forget the pandemic, but it is still taking people's lives.
It is still among us, and I have a Facebook thing I do Thursday nights, and I keep talking. I always start off, get your COVID vaccine.
Good.
It's a healthy way to live, and plus, if you get vaccinated, you can visit your grandmother or your grandparents in the nursing home.
Or little kids,
the
right,
little
who can't
kids
get the shots,
who can't get the shots, and you can pick up the little kid if
right.
You don't have to worry. You won't be getting. You might get sick. You can still get COVID and be vaccinated, but you won't. Statistically, you won't get as ill, and you hopefully
you're much
won't
less
pass
likely
away.
to be in the hospital as a result. And I'll
Right.
tell you, every day, we were just talking earlier today, we have colleagues who are getting COVID and
That's
friends and family members. And so don't let your guard down. If you haven't gotten your COVID-19, your flu shot, and your RSV, please, it's a great idea to do it before the holidays.
It is.
And the other thing is, if you're older, they do have a higher strength flu shot. So it might be something, or if you have a compromised, immune system or a heart condition or something of that nature, get that extra boost from the flu shot, because that'll help it last you through the season, and it's always a positive thing. So I always ask for those things, and it's something to keep in mind when you go for the flu shot.
Yes. So
Excellent.
we'll talk about the flu shot, but before we get done, because I don't know how much time. It was great to hit Main Street, Willimantic, but we have a lot of businesses in Wyndham that you can shop in. You get a gift certificate from at any one of those shops. If I know that, because that helps businesses during the holiday. But gift certificates are a great gift, and it really is. There's businesses that start way out by Oliver's in North Wyndham, all the way down to on Route 66, all the way down to the BJ's Plaza, or even Blondie's. I think it's Blondie's on that end. And you can shop in Wyndham and find something good for someone. And gift certificates from a local restaurant are really thoughtful, and they help out. And we also have other stores in those regions, not just Main Street, but they sell different items. So shopping local truly helps. Even if you have a car enthusiast and you want to go to Napa, there's stuff that you can buy there. You get the Napa toolbox if that's what you're looking for. But there's so there's all the shops in Wyndham that will sell you things, and I think that it's a great opportunity to get to know your neighbors better too.
Absolutely,
They are your neighbors.
We have some great restaurants, and a couple of the Stone Row is amazing. They have amazing gourmet food, and also
Talk about Boba Cafe. That I was
Boba
intrigued
Cafe, yes.
by
Yeah.
that.
Yes, we actually have a great place for the vegans, and so you
Vegetarian
vegetarian
folks.
Yes.
people. We have the Brew Pub, which is everywhere I go. They say, "Oh, you're Willimantic, you've got the Brew Pub there." People go for
Willie Brew.
Willie Brew. They've been awarded the best brew in the state for several years in a row. So it's an amazing thing.
It's amazing.
I was so glad to have both our Lieutenant Governor, Susan Bysiewicz, here today, and touring our downtown has been fabulous, and our mayor here is with us. And I just want to give you a chance, you got a minute left, tell just a last few words for this section of our show.
I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to represent Wyndham and the people of Connecticut. Governor Lamont and I love working with the state legislative delegation, with Representative Johnson, and also with Senator Flexer, and we love working with Mayor DeVivo. So It's been a great day to be in romantic Willimantic.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Mayor.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for spending some time in Wyndham, Willimantic, and maybe you can come back for Valentine's Day for the romantic. We have our chocolate festival.
Absolutely.
Next big event.
Chocolate festival.
Chocolate festival.
Put me down. Sign me up.
All right, we'll do
Yes,
that. All right,
thank
everybody, stay tuned for the next section of Let's Talk About It. We have more very wonderful guests coming on, but we have to say thank you so much to Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz.
Welcome
and
back,
Mayor
everyone.
Debo
This
for
is
being in
Susan
the first part of
Johnson,
our
and
show.
I'm here with our new special guest. First, I have my co-host, Dennis O'Brien. He's back from all the great works he's been doing all throughout the town over the last few hours. And I also have our wonderful Councilman, Bill Sayers. So we are so thrilled. This is the second half of our show, and boy, do we have some great stuff to talk about. So welcome to the show, Bill, and so glad that you're here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I just have a comment. I know that you had Susan Bysowitz on the first half of the show, and Bill Sayers is very familiar with Susan Bysowitz, right, Bill?
That's right. I worked under her as registrar of voters. She was Secretary of the State.
Right. I'm
Yes,
sure
we
she
had
was-
a great rapport.
I'm sure
I would
that-
have loved an invite this morning, but that's okay.
I knew that. I knew that was going to come up, but that's okay. But that's
Well,
okay.
I wasn't in charge of the of that work.
That's quite all right. She's quite all right.
She wasn't in charge.
I
no.
wasn't in
And-
charge,
and
and I have a hard enough time keeping up with my own schedules. So
I didn't get an invite either. I was left out.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm
You
just
know-
her husband.
You know,
Anyway, it's great to have you on
Okay.
the show. As I said, Bill, we haven't really on this show. We have not recapped the November 7th, I believe it was, election.
yeah.
And I came away as a former chairman for many, many years. It's been a while since I was chairman, but I'll tell you, I haven't had as good a time celebrating that election as I have had in a long, long time on a local level. That was a great result.
Well, I think that several of us worked extremely hard. We canvassed areas that hadn't been canvassed in years at a municipal election, and we got out and we went door to door, and we met the people that we could, and those that we couldn't, we leafleted their homes, and we, asked them for their support. And I think they know that under the leadership of Tom DeVivo, that Wyndham's moving in the right direction.
You said to me when I had you on our television show, Wyndham Works, and you said to me something that really struck home with me, and that was that you noticed, having been out of politics for a while officially, you noticed that we were doing the right thing. We were doing these construction projects, the community center, the renovation of the high school, the Shabu stage, the downtown parking garage, and things were really picking up. People were getting more enthusiastic. People are cleaning up their neighborhoods. Their homes look better. I mean, it's amazing. And that's one reason why you came back on board.
We heard a lot of that during the campaign, a lot of that positive, very positive comments. I mean, there's a couple of negative ones, but overall, I think that shows that Tom DeVivo captured the Wyndham Center Firehouse, a district that he usually has to fight for, and he captured the vote there, and the Democrats captured the vote there. And I think that, we've added some new members with Joe Pliss and Eddie, I think that...
Rios, yeah.
Rios, I'm sorry. I couldn't get that out. I think that they're doing a great job already.
Yep.
And we're going to see a lot of growth come forward.
Yep.
I think we're going to see some fantastic stuff happen on Main Street once we can get our builder back on track. And I really do. I mean, I see, you look at the Murray building.
Yes.
And what they did, what was done over there, if any of the rest of it can come anywhere near close to that building, we're going to have an amazing downtown.
We are, and I have to thank Barbara McGrath and the people who have worked on that through the Northeastern Connecticut Community Development Corporation. And we have so many people locally working on our Main Street, but Barbara really did a great job. And of course, we worked for our state legislators. We've been bringing back money between me and Senator Flexer, and before that, Representative Linda Orange. And she was a wonderful, wonderful representative. I certainly missed after she passed, but all worked bringing back a total of $5 million from the state of Connecticut to renovate the Murray building. So I'm thrilled with what we've been able to do, but also Barbara has been able to do a lot of fundraising with Jeff Beadle from WRCC and a number of other people here locally. So it has been a community effort, and that's what we need. We need everybody working together, and it's a gorgeous building. It's wonderful inside, and I have to get my next tour, but it is amazing work.
I work with Jeff Beadle. I serve on the WRCC board of directors, and great things are happening there too. And I think that all of the nonprofits that operate in this town are doing an amazing job. The No Freeze Shelter. I'm going to put a plug in for the Soup Kitchen, and boy, do we need donations. And so there's a lot of good things that are happening. Wyndham is not just Wyndham Willimantic, it's the people that make it. And boy, we have some great people in this community.
Well, you're a big part of it, Bill. You've been on the Water Commission. I said you were out of politics, and the Water Commission is kind of not political. Although
we try not to be.
You have to be appointed. And you've been on there. I think you've been on there about as long as Mike Callahan's been on there.
Well, I was first appointed in 1999.
Right.
I took a slight break, came back, and under Mike's leadership, I'm telling you, the water department is top notch. We win awards. We're ahead of the game when it comes to these state and federal mandates that are coming. We've already started our lead pipe inventory, and we're moving along. And with Callahan at the chairmanship and Turgeon leading the day-to-day operations, you couldn't ask for a better pair. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening at the water department.
Well, I was the town attorney up in Mansfield for 14 years, and there are some people in Mansfield that cannot understand how we can own the water department when it's sitting in the town of Mansfield. And I think they're a little jealous because it's a great department.
Well, it is. It's a great department, and we work very, very hard to protect the resources that we have. So, because water is our number one, we can't live without it. So we have a lot of work still ahead.
Well, we have one of the best watershed areas in the whole state, and we have absolutely fabulous access to water here. And we have now a wonderfully updated water works, which you've worked on all these years, updating it. Best tasting water has been happening for us on numerous occasions.
Even better than New Britain.
And,
New Britain's good too.
And so the Willimantic Water Works, so the Wyndham Water Works, is a fabulous organization, and it's been an amazing thing. And just think, it costs less than your cable TV.
Oldest water department in the state.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why all the great work that's being done, checking out for making sure that the pipes that are lead will be replaced, because we do have quite a lot of infrastructure here that is more than 100 years old.
Yes, yep, so right.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, it's the oldest water company in the state.
And I tell you, I got to look down the road at the water treatment plant, and that's a brand new facility down there. What they've done is amazing, and we're lucky to have that crew down there.
Right.
And they're doing fantastic work cleaning up the other end of it. So
I think it's important to bring this up, because I think that's the kind of thing that a lot of people might, I don't know whether they do or not, take for granted.
Well,
Clean water.
I hope they don't take clean water for granted,
Right.
because all we need to do is look at Flint, Michigan, and know just exactly how bad it can be.
That's right.
So we are heads and tails ahead of Flint and everywhere else as far as our water goes. Yeah.
And the people who run it actually understand the water, understand the piping system, understand the types of things that need to be added to stop the leaching of any lead pipes that are there. And that was one of the things when I studied the Flint situation and compared it with what we have, that we understood what we were doing. It was beyond me why they didn't understand that at the EPA level or at the state of Michigan level.
Well, perhaps they don't have the regulations that we do. Also, don't forget, Connecticut's far ahead of some of our other counterparts in state as far as states go with regulations. And we have a fairly good legislature that takes the time to listen and get the work done so that we have the policies to follow. So.
Well, that's an excellent
No,
point.
you have,
It's just one of the things that we need to continue to do when we look at the changes that we're going to have to be dealing with as we move forward with the environmental situation.
Yeah, you have
Big changes coming.
Yes, it
You,
is.
it doesn't happen by itself, though. You've got a great commission. You've got a great leader in oh God, Mike Callahan. Mike Callahan is an unsung hero in this town. I mean, he is now the chair of the building committee for the high school. I asked him to do that. I asked him to be on it, and then I said to Mike, I says, I think you also ought to chair it. He says, oh, I think I should too. Because he's an engineer. And,
Well,
worked on construction projects like this.
to have an engineer of his quality
Right.
and his capability at our disposal
Yeah.
is amazing.
As a volunteer.
Yes, and when he makes suggestions at the water commission, it's not off the cuff. It's
Right.
it's because he has the experience that we need
Yeah.
to make that decision. And so yes, an asset that we have a lot of great people in this community,
Yeah,
and they do a fantastic job.
You said that before, and you're right. There's an awful lot of great people in this community, a lot of people that are volunteering in a lot of different ways. And speaking of that, I think aren't you involved with the? Are you involved with the lights?
Holiday lights on
Holiday
Main.
lights on Main.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, I have heard nothing
Yep.
but praise for that. Everybody's all excited about that.
Roy Dingler.
Roy
Mark
Dingler's
Doyle,
got to be one of
Mark
the-
Doyle,
Yeah.
Ken Folan, and myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Roy
Not
Dingler-
a penny
Yeah.
of town money was spent on those lights.
Right.
I have to just say thank you to all of you for that amazing work. It's beautiful, and it's just, it really lifts your spirits this time of year to see that wonderful.
Well, I understand. I was not as involved this year as I was because I was kind of running for something.
Yeah,
but,
you were busy. You were busy
know,
knocking on doors.
And but I will tell you that I understand that the group already has plans to expand next year into the Gilson Square area. Kind of like a walkthrough designation for the kids before as they're waiting to see Santa and stuff. So yeah, there's already plans in the works to expand.
Well, they promised you guys all promised last year that you were going to expand this year, and I'd say you expand exponentially, not just arithmetically.
Well, one of the things that I think is fabulous when you see the great light show that has been put together in Gilson Square is it's one of the gateways to our community. And so what do you see? You see this beautiful light show that's there.
Yep.
You see events that are going on in the town. You see the wonderful community center, the Shabu stage with the Christmas tree on it. It's really just fabulous. It
Well, I
really
gotta
is
give
a
a-
welcoming kind of
I
thing.
gotta go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I just want to say I love the lights around the spools on the frogs.
Roy Dingler. I'm telling you, he comes up with these great ideas. I got to give him that, and I got to shout out to the guys at Public Works. Last year, we were sitting there having lunch, and they were like, "We need to do a Christmas tree on the stage," and sure enough, they did it. So
Yes,
you
they
know,
did. It looks
I
gorgeous.
really give my hats off. You come over that bridge, and boy, you look down, and it's amazing. It's great.
It's a great sight anyway, but when with the lights on in
Yeah.
the cold weather, when everybody needs it really
Yeah.
to pick up our spirits, I mean it's fantastic. What a sight! And I was lucky enough to when I was working a little bit on your campaign there, I went down to the corner to do some visibility, and I happened to run into Roy Dingler. I hadn't seen Roy in quite a while. His two sons coached Little League for quite a while. Very, very good guys. And Roy was carrying his, whatever he has in his thing. He's an electrician, or he certainly knows
Well,
He knows a lot.
Roy was a fireman here in town.
he was a fireman, and his house was always
His house
decorated.
still is
Yeah,
always
yeah. On
decorated.
Charles
So when
Street.
it comes to setting up, he knows what he's doing.
He
let
knows
me
what
tell
he's
you.
doing. He seemed to be the leader in terms of getting it done.
Yeah.
And I got to hand it to him. Roy Dingler, great job by you, along with your group, including Bill Sayers, for doing those lights. I mean, it is definitely a huge asset to our community here in this holiday season.
Absolutely. It's just
Something else, though, Bill. You're also involved. I tried to book you for a TV show a few weeks ago, and you said you couldn't make it because you were involved in the bread box.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, you know, the bread box is at the the Episcopal Church.
Right, St. Paul's.
The church building and the house next door is now owned by the Covenant Soup Kitchen.
Yep.
And under the leadership of Bruce John,
Yep.
I volunteer to help out, put on concerts.
Yep.
And several times a month during the winter and in the spring months, we have concerts on Sunday afternoons, and on Wednesday nights we have Wednesday nights is locals come in and perform, and that
Like
is
an
a great
open mic, or
no, it's
planned.
it's planned.
Yeah.
We know who's coming.
booked,
We
okay.
know who's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a very relaxed atmosphere.
Right.
We ask for a $5 donation.
Yep. Yep.
But the Sunday events are usually bigger, regional, some
Yeah.
international acts.
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
you have
had
some.
Pepino
Yep.
2 weeks ago, and one of the greatest guitar players in the world.
Right.
And that place was packed.
Yeah.
It was packed. It's great.
Yeah, I know
And
you've
for
had
20
Amy Gallatin,
Oh
Aztecs
yeah,
and stuff.
Amy Gallatin and the Hot Flashes are coming.
Oh, the Hot Flashes are great.
They're coming this Sunday.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. We have Amy Gallatin and the Hot Flashes, and then the Wednesday after we have a Christmas sing along with some locals from the area, and so it's great. I want to quote Bruce, and I want to say that over the years that the bread box has raised somewhere in the vicinity of $247,000 for the community soup kitchen.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that's phenomenal. It
You
know,
really is.
His wife, Therese John, is also very
Oh.
instrumental in that, from what I understand.
I tell you, we have the group of volunteers. We've got Ron and Bobby and myself and Teresa and I'm sorry, Therese. God, I hope she didn't hear that. And Claudia, and Patty, and we do the backstage stuff, and
Right.
we let and Bruce and Therese do the front of the house. And we have it runs very smoothly, and we couldn't do it without the people who buy the tickets. $25 to hear Pepino
Yeah.
play the guitar. You can't beat that. That's
Right.
just an amazing thing. So go online, look for the Bread Box Theater, and we could always use your business.
So you got a concert coming up on Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Amy Gallatin and the Hot Flashes, and I want to say it's sold out, but you can always look at Eventbrite
Well,
and see if it isn't.
I know one member of the Hot Flashes is somebody who grew up and was born and raised in Willimantic, lived over near the Little League field. You know who I'm talking
Yes,
about.
Peggy Cantos.
Peggy Cantos.
Yep.
She goes
Yep.
by Peggy Harvey now, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
We've had her on the show. She can play almost any instrument you can
Oh,
imagine.
let me tell you, the violin, the saxophone, the flute, she can do it.
She was also a hell of a baseball and softball player when
Yes.
she was younger, and that family is, Joy Cantos. That family is full of, they border on the what is street? That's
Well, her
Quercus Avenue.
they were on Quercus,
Yeah.
and over on Hayden Street
Right.
was Harry Cantos. I grew
Oh,
up
yeah,
across the
yeah,
street
yeah,
from
yeah.
Harry and
Right.
Evan Cantos,
Right.
and I've known the Cantoses. I used to play golf with her father,
Yeah, yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
Every now and then we'd hit each other out at Twin Hills, and we'd
Yeah.
play around the golf.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
ran the store downtown.
Sweeney's. Yep.
Sweeney's. I used to go in there and buy the newspapers.
Yep.
And
I'll
nice
tell
guys.
I'll
nice
tell you a
guys.
story.
Yeah.
I went to I was 4 years old, 1962, 63, maybe 5. Went to the St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City with my parents.
Yeah.
And I got my green top hat, and I had my green shillelagh, and I was swinging on a sawhorse. And the next day, my folks get a call from the Cantos brothers that I'm on the front page of the Post, and they're holding the paper for me.
Fantastic.
That's
Oh, yeah.
fabulous.
Well,
wow.
they're-
That's
How
back when
adorable.
we
Wow.
were a little smaller community, but
Well, a little different. We
Yeah.
had the, unfortunately, we had the industries here.
Yeah.
And that made
Yeah.
a big difference. And we, and what we're
Yeah.
doing now with all these building projects and all these new ideas for downtown and that are coming into fruition, with the help of the town council, is we're making a comeback finally from the loss of our major industries.
I think it's taken a few years.
taken a long time.
It's taken a few years.
Yeah.
But again, there's so much positivity right now, even within the people
Yep. Yeah.
of Wyndham.
Right.
Yes.
We have a group in this town right now that is very positive thinking. You don't see the negativism
No,
that we
I
used
don't
to
run
have.
into it anymore.
You know,
No.
and oh, Bill, I saw this, man. How much longer is that going to take? Or when's this happening? Or there's a lot of positive stuff. I mean, at the same time, we can bring in the businesses,
Yes,
but we can also maintain our historic look on downtown.
exactly.
We don't have to knock it down to rebuild it.
Right.
So we can make it work, and
I think we are.
I think we're doing that.
It's a work in progress, and it's continuing. And now we're talking about you're going to be renovating the third floor in the town hall, which was a project that's near and dear to me.
1998.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's
Near
been a
and dear
while,
to
yeah.
me and to
I
Susan.
worked on it, yeah. And,
Because I that's
thrilled
when
it.
that's the same year later in that year when I was elected to be judge of probate.
Probate.
And I suggested it that we really ought to have the regional probate court upstairs, because that court was once, as you know, better than most people, was once the Windham County Superior Court.
That's right.
That's right. It was right up there, and that was until they built that place out in Putnam because of John Dempsey. That was where the Superior Court was, and I came to town a little too late to practice law in that court. But I remember coming in and doing the circuit court downstairs.
Yeah. Well, remember the Willimantic City Council met
Yes,
on the
used
third
to meet-
floor. We
that's
had
right.
the council chambers on
That's
the
right.
third floor
Very
as well.
Nice council chambers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a
That
nice.
was pre-elevator.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pre-elevator.
That's
You had to
right.
go up the stairs. That was very nice. But anyway, that's one of a number of things that you've got to work on now as a new member of the council, and I'm really, really happy to have you and other new members like Joe Pliss and Eddie Rios adding energy to that council, and along with the great people you already have on the council, like Mayor DeVivo, Randall Prose, Dawn Niles, and others.
So I have one little thing to share, and that is the WILI calendar is out now, and it's going to be available to everybody at the Willimantic Food Co-op. And the money that is used to pay for the calendar will go to the soup kitchen.
Fantastic.
And so I just want to say it's got some fabulous pictures in here, and we have some great things going on.
Boy, you're
I
busy.
I just want to just say that we have one thing here. I think, let's see if it was May, June. I don't want to skip anything. There's a really
Well, we don't have much
interesting-
time, so.
Well, keep talking, Dennis,
All
and
right,
I'll
well,
find
Well,
it.
that's an open invitation.
No, I don't want to waste time on it.
But I do want to show that we have our fire chief and his new bride. So Chief Scrivener and his new bride,
What
Sherry.
month are they in?
And they are.
I bet they're in July.
And they are in. Here he is. He knows. Bill knows.
Well,
without
that's because
looking.
he knew
In
because he
July.
figured it out because they're marching in the parade.
That's right.
Boombox
Yeah,
Parade,
yeah.
which is
Right,
a
so-
favorite of the guy who put together the calendar,
So thank
or
you
helped
for
put
the-
together,
for
and
the
that's Wayne
bread box,
Norman.
Bill. I think
Oh,
that's
don't
great.
thank
It's
me. That's Bruce John. I'm
Bruce
telling you,
John
he
that
and
you're working
Therese do a lot of work for that.
Amazing.
There's a lot of work that goes
And
on.
ILI's making its contribution with the calendar, so get that 2024 calendar, and there's some great photographs in here.
Okay, Bill, I hope you will come back to Let's Talk About It.
Of course I will.
From time to time and give us an update on the doings
I'd
of
be
the
more than
town
happy
council.
to.
Great
Yep.
to have you here.
It's
Well,
very
yes,
good to be here.
congratulations.
Okay, how much time do we
Congratulations
have?
for joining us.
10 seconds, Susan. Bill,
All right.
any last words?
Thanks for having me, and go Wyndham.
Go
All
Wyndham.
right.
What?
Go
Yeah,
Whippets.
okay, go Whippets. Okay. In fact, there's a basketball game tonight that I probably should be going to see, and that is the young women's basketball team. They could still call them girls in high school. They're playing. I think their first game of the season at home tonight. I should probably try to get over there because three of those girls that are starting in that starting lineup once played for my little softball team. Okay, folks, we'll be back next week with another fabulous guest.